What we're doing is stage 1 of a mock sleeve vent. Okay, so it's a mock sleeve vent. We need to first make sure that our fusing is pressed to the wrong side. So make sure your fusing's on your wrong side, automatically defaults the other side to be your correct side. Okay, we are going to pin and press up our hems for a start. You'll notice that our hem is on a slight curve. Okay, so what we know about folding, when we fold something, it should be on a straight, but this is an ever so slight curve. You wouldn't want it any more curved than this. If it is more curved than this, it's not going to fold up. But what we're going to do is we're going to pin and mark it up at our seams. Our seam should be, what is that, 4 centimetres? 4.5 centimetres. So let's put some pins at 4.5 centimetres. All I'm doing is pinning it so we can mark it, and then I'm going to fold it up. And you notice that I'm doing it at several stages through the process because it's a curve, it's not a straight line, so it's not going to be easy to fold it up onto that. So I've pinned it at 4.5. I'm now going to fold it up at that 4.5 pin mark and go around and re-pin it up exactly where those pins are. Okay, once I've done that, I can take out my internal ones. Repin. You'll notice that it won't sit awfully flat, but when you go over to the iron, you'll be able to press it. It won't be 100% flat, but it'll be much flatter. You'll be able to, with the steam on the iron, you'll be able to stretch that seam out a little bit so it'll sit nice and flat for you. So this is really important to press this, to pin it first before you press it, because you need to get the equal width the whole way through. So the same here, 4.5. Must pin this. You can't get away with not pinning it, otherwise it just won't work for you. 4.5. Same deal. Pin up. What you will notice though, on the inside, as we're pressing this, you'll notice that I'm going to do the old fake hand press. I want you guys to go over to the iron though for me and give it a really good, decent press. I'm just going to do the fake hand one for fast, making it fast. I'm not wasting too much time, hopefully. Nice old fake press with my fingernail. But you definitely need to go over to the iron and give it a good old press so that it sits nice and flat, please. Okay, what you will notice though, once you've pressed it, taking your pins out, when you open it up, you'll notice that that fold line is actually through your fusing. It's not on the edge of your fusing. Now there's two modes of thinking. One person, or one way of doing it, is actually to do the edge of that fusing on your seam line, which would make it come down that 1 centimetre seam line down there, right to the edge of that fold, which is the end, and cut through there, so that your fusing is all in your seam allowance. Another way of doing it is by coming down on your vent. You just come down on the edge down here, and then 1 centimetre, well, it's not quite 1 centimetre, but it should be 1 centimetre above that fold line is where you'd end your fusing. And the thinking behind that is if you have a 1 centimetre strip of fusing above that fold line, when you press that fusing, it gives you a nice crisp fuse and it stays fused. It also helps it to stay up because it stabilises both sides. It makes both sides stiff so they stay up. Okay? Whereas some people think that if you only fuse to the crease, it doesn't fuse a nice crease in there. It's not as crispy like you'd want it to be, really finite. So that's the two modes of thinking. So it's really your choice as to which way you go with that. I usually just fuse to my fold. I'm not a person that does the centimetre higher. But neither are wrong, neither are right, but it's two different ways of working. So you need to decide which way you want to work with that. Okay, so we've pressed him up, given him a good old press so we get a nice crease through our hemline all the way through, so we're sitting beautifully. And then we are going to join our vent seams together. Put the two seams together on our vent. This will be our back seam. back seam coming around and out into our vent, if we imagine it on our sleeve. Same thing, back seam coming down and around into our vent. One centimetre seam allowance. Make sure when you come into this, you get a 1 centimetre seam allowance. If not, make sure when you pivot it around that it's truly 1 centimetre. All the way through and then back to the end. The last thing I want you to do for this stage, once you trim off your ends, is to position your vent so we know and we're clear on which side our vent goes. So if we're opening up our sleeve like that, with the wrong side facing towards us, we are going to actually fold our vent, or that excess for that vent, towards our upper or our top sleeve. Okay? That's how it will actually go. So we're going to pin it that direction. So if we imagine that this is our top sleeve and that's our undersleeve coming underneath, that vent will face towards the underarm seam, okay, towards your back, that direction. Okay? Thank you.